Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my pepper dungeon. This is the extra episode of Hot Peppers and Haunted Skaraborg, Sweden. Tales from the past. Brought to you by the Ghost Pepper Chocolate and the Jay's Red Ghost Scorpion. Let's get into the mist. Hurry and have fun. Hi there, people, ladies and gentlemen. Let's begin with tales from the past. I will munch on some peppers. This is a But Yolokia chocolate, gnarly and bumpy. And this is the Jay's Red Ghost Scorpion, gnarly and bumpy. So, I am just right now sitting in my basement, in my pepper dungeon. To my left I have my MCG-002 sleeping, I hope, so it won't attack me. Well, people, let's begin. Let's pray that I will survive this night. Do I think our house where I live is haunted? No, I don't think. For a fact, I know. I have a recording that has become lost over the years from 2014. I had an app that records snoring at night, and one night I heard a terrible noise. It was just like someone played bowling with iron bars, and when I listened more carefully I could hear a little girl's voice saying, "Hello." And my daughter froze when she heard that. She started to cry because she can feel the unknown in some sort of way. And the presence of two males and a little girl has been sensed here. But the last couple of years it's been very calm here. So I hope it will continue that way. Things have got lost and turned up at places we never ever would lay our things. And some things has never turned up again. Let's get back in time. while I cut up this ghost pepper. Back in 1992, 1991, 92, I believe. Lovely smell. I lived in Värmland County with a girl, and we were visiting her family, and they lived in a very old house. The oldest part of that house was the kitchen and the living room. And one evening when we sat around the kitchen table, speaking, eating, one of their cats came running and stopped before entering the living room and sneezed and had a crooked back and ran back. There was something in there the cat didn't like. The same evening, their youngest son came down crying, and we asked why he cried and was so afraid. He said that 3 elderly men with high hats sat around his bed and spoke to him. And I and my then father-in-law ran up to see what was going on. There was no one to be seen up there on the upper floor. That's a nice tale. Well, let's munch on this ghost pepper. So fruity. Very nice heat coming straight at me. The next tale is a little bit of my mom. Ooh, rising fast. She trims dogs, their fur, and cuts their claws. And way back she looked for an office where she could do her trimming, and got hooked up with a man that showed her around in a condo. And he said, "You don't mind scary noises and that?" "No," she said. "What scary noises?" Steps going up the stairway, doors slamming. "No, I don't mind." "Do you have more stories?" she told him. "Yeah, one winter night it knocked on the door and I went to open. Outside in the blistering snow, the old lady was standing. She didn't say anything. She had old rugs on her, grey. When she didn't say anything, I asked her several things: name, the purpose, nothing. So he shut the door and went up, thinking, why was this elderly woman knocking at my door in the middle of the night? So he went back down, opened the door, and of course she was gone. But no traces of her, no footsteps whatsoever in the snow. It was like she's never been there. It turned out that my mother didn't take the lease for that place. It was too small, I think it was. Well, I will tell you about a picture I've seen back when I lived in Värmland County. The sister to my girlfriend then, she was a photographer and had taken a photo of a burnt down house. And in that house, in the doorway, you could see like a burned hand coming out holding the rail. And it was so scary to see that photo. It was real and so surreal. I have many stories from that place. One day back in 1992, I think it was, we went to her sister and fiance, to their house in the middle of the woods. The pepper has peaked. In the middle of the woods. And I had my camera with me, an old camera, that I laid down on the living room table, facing their TV. We went outside, and her sister told me stories about the house being haunted, what they think of a elderly woman, because since they moved there they have never watered their flowers and plants, and pictures has fallen down from the wall, but not lying on the floor. They were standing, leaning on the wall from the floor, and they don't know why or if it was that elderly lady. We spent the night there, sleeping in their attic. There was a small door going into a storage room in the attic, and her sister's fiance showed me that the door was really hard to open, and he had to force him all the power he had to get it open. And I tried to. It was really hard to open it. And there was nothing in there. So we closed the door. He went down, me and my former girlfriend lay down to bed. Right in the middle of the night, I heard a squeaking sound. And all I can see is how the door opens up slowly. And I woke up my former girlfriend and showed her, and we ran down scared as hell and woke up her sister and fiancé and told them what has just happened. The fiancé and I went up and the door was open, but there was no one there. Creepy, huh? Well, let's take on the next pepper. The Ace Red Ghost Scorpion. What a fruity, sweet smell. I love this aroma. Well, we'll see what I will tell you next. I am Micke's Äventyr, and this is the episode of Hot Peppers and Haunted Skaraborg Sweden, Tales from the Past, for Halloween. Let's have it. That was a bitter pod. Very big pod. Very much to swallow. Well, way back, moving into my first apartment ever. I think I was like 17 years old. The heat is rising fast. I was told that door to door a man had hung himself from my apartment. And I didn't take any notice at all at first. But, nice heat. Things started to happen. One night I woke up, I see a big black shadow with red eyes running for me. I see it, yes, jumping onto me, holding my limbs down. I can't scream, I can't do anything. The heat is rising. It doesn't say anything, holding me down. Throat burn. Oh wow. Severe throat burn. And that is what I call sleep paralysis. The heat for me now is 7. nose is dripping and my throat is hurting. It's hard to speak. It's still rising. It's an 8 now. Going out in the ears. Capsaicin burp. My face is feeling numb. This is a long video. Where is the endorphins? I'm beginning to feel a little lightheaded. So here they are. The heat has peaked, but the heat is still there. It peaked at an 8. I do have one more tail. Excuse me. A couple of years back, here in Skaraborg, the 6th of June, our National Day, my family and I, went up to the Skaraborg fortress to celebrate that day. When going in through a vault into the fortress, I find myself surrounded in a invisible bubble. It's just me, and I can see all the people around me, but I can't hear them. The only thing I can hear is moaning and screams and chains shattering to the ground. All of a sudden, the bubble bursts and I'm back. I think what I felt there was the agony of the convicts that built the fortress back in the 1800s. There are some haunted places in that fortress, but I don't know if I'm allowed to film there because of the military has their compound there too. But I will look it up with the authorities, because there is a place, the Alley of the Sighs it's called. It's an alley of trees, and during nighttime, if you go through that alley, you can hear sighs, moans and whispers. So yes, the oldest part of Karlsborg is very, very haunted. Wow, what a rush. 2 ghosts and me at the same time. The heat is fading away quite rapidly, and so is the tales from the past. I really hope you had a wonderful time listening to my stories. I do have more stories, but another place, another time. Because next year, in October, Hot Peppers and Haunted Skaraborg Sweden will go up again for season 2. So stay tuned. In Heed I trust. You take care out there. Stay haunted. Goodbye.